We're back. So I apologize, Coach. My
No
classic
problem.
poor planning has led to me not having enough. Coach,
I was
Coach,
too prepared, I guess.
Coach Wolfrath used to make so much fun of me, kids, because when he worked when we worked at the camp, we would often have our meetings. Well, we'd have our meetings every day, and I would often have scribbled the agenda on the back of a paper plate or something, or something like that. And so if we if we would forget something that was coming next in the schedule, Coach would say, "Wait a minute, I see a paper plate over there. It might be on that," or it's just
Back of a pizza box.
that's it. That's it. So, so yeah. Well, when we left off, we were finishing. You were finishing talking about music. So
Yeah.
I don't know if I explained to you, Coach. Did I explain to you how we have a theme for the year?
You just mentioned themes, but I didn't. We didn't go into any depth on the
So,
on that.
well, here's the quick of it. The Every year we pick a theme for PE, and then we build the whole routine into that theme. So last
Okay.
year our theme was the new kid at school. That was the theme, right? So the songs that are selected, the lyrics of the songs when they're put in a certain order, they tell the story of that theme.
Love it.
And they lead to the end. So and then we go through the songs one by one with the kids and explain why these lyrics tell this piece of the story. So you're constantly reliving that story, and that was the story of the new kid. And the beautiful thing about it was that boy that you mentioned in Whatever It Takes, he actually was a new kid that year. He was
Oh,
a new fifth grader,
beautiful.
which is the hardest grade to come in a public elementary school, because
Mhm.
you don't know anybody, and he didn't know anybody, but because he had this ability to dance, and because of the way our PE classes were, that ability came forward, and everybody saw it, and everybody was in awe of it, and so we knew we had to make that one of our centerpiece things, and so his name was Avery, and Avery's just goes down as a hero. I remember. I know you remember, Coach. Do you remember Jordan Carino at
Oh
camp
yeah. He
singing
went to
"You'll Never
Shorecrest.
Walk
He's
Alone"?
an alum of Shorecrest.
Yes. Do you remember the day he sang "You'll Never Walk Alone" at
I
camp?
was I was not there that week.
Okay.
I
Well,
was busy
well,
running my own camp.
Coach Wolfrath has ran his own camp for how many years, Coach? Did you run your camp?
10 maybe.
10 years,
Yeah.
and the that's just awesome when I just stop and reflect on it. But what reason I brought Jordan up was that was one of those moments, and I'm sure we can think of many in
Oh yeah.
camp that just are frozen in camp history that you're just never going to forget. Well, Avery's solo, and the beautiful part about Avery's solo is we captured it on tape, so
Yes.
so so it's never going to go away. But anyway, so the theme is the thing. Like this year, our theme was it's not just the bricks, it's the mortar. So it's all about
Yep.
what holds the bricks together,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
And in the past, we've had different kinds of things. We've been doing this for about 10 years now. So now, you said it, and just when you said love it, so I know that you can see the value in weaving that all together in music. You can see how that draws the kids in. Are you aware in your travels among PE teachers and coaches, are you aware of a lot of schools that use music in the way that we do?
No. No, I haven't seen anything like it.
Okay.
And I just it's awesome. I mean, we've done dance routines and dance things at our school with PE and taught whole school dances. We did that song "To Get Up" this year. I'll have to send you the video because we had it. We taught the whole school, and then or the whole lower school, and then we all did it. We have it's called town meeting every Monday, and one of the Mondays we got up there and because each class has to lead town meeting one day, one Monday, of the year, and so PE we did it, and ours was that dance. So we had all the kids
I'd
up
love
there
to see
doing
that.
it. It was really pretty cool. So I'll have to send you the video.
Yeah, I look forward to that. I can show that to our kids too. Maybe I can even
Yeah.
include it in one of
It's
our.
not as in depth as something like you're discussing with the theme, and I mean your guys are really putting on, I mean literally like putting on a show,
Yes.
which is really next level stuff. It's one thing to be coordinated and have practiced in rhythm and all that stuff, but to go deeper and have that understanding of the lesson behind it and those sort of things, it's pretty cool because that's going to carry, that's something that, hey, remember when we were in first grade and we
Yes.
did the new kid at school?
Yes.
And now I'm in fourth, and like that is not, that's got to be hard for this kid.
Yes.
And
That's the goal.
I remember that new kid at school, whatever, and one of the lessons, whatever takeaway maybe was at the time, and that that's going to carry on. So the character building aspect,
yes,
I'm impressed.
Oh, thank you, Coach. Thank you. I'm sorry for interrupting you.
Nope, that was good.
Yeah, that's the goal. Hopefully that it sticks with the kids. That's the goal. So I guess what I'm going to say next is, what do you think PE should be about in the year 2020 and beyond? What should PE be about?
Well, one of the things that as a classroom teacher and we preach to families is about lifelong learning, and creating lifelong learners. The idea behind that is even once you're done going to school, you want to stretch yourself and learn new things and try new things and continue, maybe, I don't know, learning another language or finding another line of work or doing whatever it might be. And applying that to PE is like a lifelong love of fitness and healthy choices and healthy living. We are not all going to become professional athletes. In fact, almost all of us are not going to become professional athletes. We're not in the goal of creating those. There are places for that, and that's not to say that kids that want to excel in the sport units of PE, that's important too. But I think the biggest thing is to create healthy people and healthy adults. So one thing that we've really strived for is differentiation of our instruction and teaching kids that there's not some objective goal or some bar that they have to level that they have to meet. It's all about where are you and where can you go. I use the example of a slam dunking a basketball on a regulation hoop. I'll never be able to do that. And that's okay. But I'll never be able to slam dunk a basketball. But I can try to jump higher, or I can try to work on something that I can get better. Just because I can't meet that one goal doesn't mean I should just not try at something.
Yes.
And so we do fitness testing, and we have done away with just benchmark goals and instead set personal ones. So the kids, we'll use the mile, for example. So we'll run the mile. 3rd and 4th graders will run the mile in November, and we'll record that time, and then we'll run it again in April, and we'll say, okay, this is what you did in November, and look at this. You got 2 minutes better.
Yes.
Or you couldn't even do one pull-up in November.
Yes.
And you did 2. Or you did, flexibility. There's all those, the fitness testing things. And look where you were. And then look what you did in 3rd grade.
Right.
Now look where you are in 4th grade. And then the great thing about that is it continues up to 8th grade. The middle school teachers carry that up when they move up to 5th grade, because 5th grade is middle school for us. And the middle school teachers starting in 5th grade, 6th, 7th, 8th, they continue to do that. Now, saying all that, we still do have a fitness champion. Whoever is the overall, maybe they had, they were in the top 3 mile run. They were in the top 3 of all those. And we do name a fitness champion for the boys and girls in each grade. And because some kids aspire to doing that, and that's okay
100%.
too.
Yeah.
Like it is, there's nothing wrong with wanting to be the best at something. But just because you can't be the best doesn't mean you shouldn't be trying your best. So I'm excited about this shift in instruction in PE. I'm seeing it in a lot of schools also. It's not some thing that only we're doing. But I'm excited to see that. Referencing back to when I was in PE, I the pressure of feeling like you can only accomplish, it's either first or last, is fading. And like I had said before, I mean, I love to compete. I love to win. But what I said first was I love to compete, and that's the better, bigger thing there. And so fitness wise, and that's kind of where we're leading our instruction. Healthy living, healthy lifestyles. All the things that go with that. We don't teach specifically health, but we do discuss something like staying hydrated. Eat good, healthy food habits, getting enough sleep, all that kind of stuff is all super important as well. It's not just rolling out the balls and, all right, today we're playing kickball, today we're doing this, today we're doing that. The more we can, are we running out of space again?
No, you're good.
Oh, okay. The more we can do that, I think the better. Like it comes back to, like I said, lifelong learners, and I think lifelong learning in PE and in just physical fitness and health is really our ultimate goal, and I think that's what it should be.
That's I mean I couldn't agree more. I don't disagree with anything you said, and I strongly agree with all the stuff you said, and I just think that's I just so happen to agree with it. And so you're talking now to some future teachers and future coaches. They're 9, 10, 11 years old. What advice would you give them? What would you say to them?
Make sure it's fun. Whatever you choose to do, make sure it's fun. And I don't mean just like the kids are having fun that you're working with or whoever. I mean, make sure you're having fun. It's too much work if you're not having fun doing it. That doesn't mean it's going to be easy. It's hard. Things will be hard. Whatever you choose to do, make sure it's fun. Like I said, otherwise, you won't do as good of a job, for one. And the motivation behind it needs to be genuine, and it needs to come from a place that you truly are feeling it and you're truly believing it. And the only way to really to know that that's what's happening and to get people to follow you is if you believe it. And the only way to believe it, I think, is if you're enjoying it. There's the two kinds of fun, and I talk about this with my team in coaching is, like we can just go scrimmage or do something that's easy, but there also is the kind of fun that you worked hard, you set something a goal or whatever it might be that's hard to reach, and you might fail a couple of times, but I heard this put really well by another coach. Fail is just first attempt in learning. So you just going. But the biggest thing, like I said, it comes back to fun for me. I think that's the most important thing, especially in teaching and coaching. Don't do it if because the pay's not good enough to do it if it's not fun too. Just a little side note there. Sorry, but if you're having fun, it shows through to people, and people want to be around people that are having fun, and they want to be around people that are being genuine, and they want to follow you, and they want to do what you're asking them to do. I'm sure there's some kids who thought when the dance stuff was first introduced, like, what? Mm-hmm. Oh boy. Okay. But then they see, like, this is cool. This is fun. Like, why aren't you doing it? Like, and then they're like, he's right. Why am I not doing this? Like, I need to do this. But you have to believe it, and you can't fake that.
That's so good. I've said something before, which is called the kid test, and the kid test is a way to know if a teacher is really genuine and really having fun, because the kids want to be around that person. And you have always passed the kid test with flying colors. At camp, everybody wanted to be around you and be on your team and be at your table, or you know, although we had a lot of really good people at camp, so there were a lot of other good tables too, but still, like even some of the other coaches wanted to be in your sort of orbit. And so really that having fun thing, I think that's great advice, and I agree with it. And I think that's I don't know. I guess we'll have to stop talking at some point. But I guess this is probably the place. I do want to add for the kids that Coach Wolfrath was a really good soccer player, and I was his coach when he was in high school. And he's forgiven me for a big mistake I made in his last game, so I appreciate that, Coach. But he also went on to play in college, and he was talking earlier about setting a goal, and he had actually set a goal of being a professional soccer player, and the evidence of that goal would be to get a paycheck that has money in it for the goal of playing soccer. And once he got that paycheck, he now had reached that goal. So, and he did. He got to that point. And so then he had to make a decision. Do I want to continue pursuing and make another goal, or do I want to turn my attention to a new thing, which, thank God for all the kids you've taught and the players you've coached, you decided to change directions at that point and become a
Thank
teacher. You are welcome. Well, thank you. And so I guess until we talk again, let's leave it here, okay?
Very good.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, no problem.